It's my pleasure to take this call, Mr Speaker, and support this bill in its second reading. I'd firstly like to acknowledge our hard-working Minister, Paula Bennett, Minister for Waitakere, who has put a lot of work into getting this bill into the House and into our Select Committee, a bill that's actually going to make a difference for those people of New Zealand. I'd also like to thank the officials for the hard work that they put into our Select Committee and the time they gave us, and we continually sent them back for more and more information, and they kept on coming back. So thanks very much for all the hard work that you put in. We really appreciated what you did for the committee and to get this bill to the state that it is today. It's interesting being out in the electorate of Ohio, where people would think it's most probably, a slightly richer suburb, and there are certainly areas which are well off, but there are also areas which are hard up in the suburb, and I have my office based in Johnsonville out there. And I have many constituents that actually come into the office who have lost their jobs through the recession and are finding it really tough. And all they actually want is to get back to work and to get their lives on track again. And I actually have constituents that come in who have also been on benefits for a very, very long period of time. And they like this government, and I'll tell you why. They come in and they say, it's because you are a government which is aspirational for us. You're not going to let us stay where we are. We want to have some choices in our life, and that's actually what this government is about, allowing people to have choices in their life and get off the welfare system. I know the opposition struggle with the fact that people actually want to get out of the welfare system, have some options and have some future for their families, and to be a little bit aspirational, but they actually do. And that's why this piece of legislation, this bill today, is actually something that New Zealanders are asking for. Let's put a focus on helping people get back into work. And it's interesting, the member over there is saying you should be ashamed of yourself for having aspiration. You should be ashamed of yourself for wanting to get people off the welfare system.
Point of order.
And you should be ashamed.
Point of order. Ross Robertson.
I'm sorry to interrupt the member, Mr Speaker, but I've let it go for some time now, and I thought that she might actually come to order. But under Standing Order 103, members are to address the Speaker. A member on being called to speak addresses the Speaker, and through the Speaker, the House. And this member's served for the last minute or so has used the word you, indicating that bringing you, sir, into debate when she should not do so, and I think she needs to be brought to order.
The member's correct, and I invite the member to continue and not address her direct comments to the Speaker. I'm here to chair the meeting, not to be the subject of any comments on bill or otherwise. I call Katrina Shanks.
Mr Speaker, my apologies for that. And it's very interesting that the Labour members sit over there and have no aspiration for the New Zealanders of this country. And this piece of legislation is going to address that. In fact, I'll give you a few facts just to throw out there. Currently, this bit of legislation will affect 345,000 beneficiaries. This includes 43,000 DPP beneficiaries who have a youngest child of 6 or over, 12,000 unemployed beneficiaries who have been on the unemployment benefit for more than a year, 580 sickness beneficiaries who have been on a sickness benefit for more than a year, 85,000 people who receive the invalid's benefit. That's a big group of people we are talking about. And the cost of paying these benefits in the 08-09 year, just so you can see how big we're talking about, is $4.8 billion in total, $1.8 billion in additional support, which is hardship grants, accommodation supplements, $1.5 billion for DPBs, $586 million for unemployment benefit. So that's a huge amount of money we're talking about, which we're putting into a group of people that actually want to go out and work and help themselves, and that's what this bit of legislation is doing. So I'll just touch on a couple of points to finish off in terms of what this legislation is doing. It's saying that if you are unemployed, every 12 months we want you to go back and have to go back in and be reassessed and go through the criteria and get refocused again instead of just automatically rolling over on the unemployment benefit. We're saying that those mothers out there on the DPB who have a child who is 6 years or older, we'd like you to go out and to get a job, only for a minimum of 15 hours a week, so you can still do the school drop-off and the school pick-up every day, but go out there and get a pathway to actually going out there, getting some work and getting ahead in life. Because we all know that welfare isn't a way of life, it's a really, really hard way of living, and we want people to live better than that, have a really good living standard, and be able to go out and give their children things which they got when they were growing up as well. There's a whole lot of things that are in here which I'll touch on in the next reading. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.